how adorable everyone looks. The clothes, the dancing, set design. Is that enough though? Enough to turn a comic panel into a screenplay? Hey all, I'm Sucharita. Welcome back to my channel where we talk about movies, occasionally with insights from those making them. Today we're talking about Zoya Akhtar's The Archies, featuring Agastya, Nanda, Khushi Kapoor, Suhana Khan, Mihir Ahuja, Vedang Raina, Aditi Sehgal and Yuvraj Menda in lead roles. In a time when waking up to your phone induces anxiety each morning, The Archies promised much-needed respite. Conveniently, it's streaming on Netflix, it requires only the effort to make coffee. Sit back, relax, leave the work to Zoya Akhtar and let the whimsy take over. The year is 1964. Archie Andrews is heard giving some tourists a tour of their town Riverdale, more specifically the Green Park. While this is an exposition right up top, the cute animation kind of covers up the simplicity. He ends this tour by telling the visitors about a local band called The Archies that one day will be as big as the Beatles. It makes sense, this is a musical. Canonically in the comic books, all the characters were in a band, except the band appears probably twice after this. Meanwhile, wealthy industrialist Hiram Lodge returns to Riverdale, bringing his daughter Veronica back to join her old school friends Archie, Betty, Jughead, Reggie, Dilton and Ethel. Moose and Midge are allowed to hang with the cool kids occasionally. So all the names in Zoya Akhtar's film are exactly the same as the comics because we are told that these are Anglo-Indian families, varying levels of descendants of the British who stayed back post-independence. And as such, writers Reema Kakti, Zoya herself and Aisha Devitra Dhillon successfully Indianized these originally very American characters, giving them a reason to exist in this make-believe Indian hill station.
हम सब अपनी जिंदगी लगभग 25% जी चुके हैं, लेकिन किया क्या है हम में से किसी ने?
What the writing doesn't do, however, is provide a fresh take on this tale as old as time. Veronica, played by Suhana Khan, is the rich London return Tina from Kuch Kuch Hota Hai types. But she has little to offer as a character beyond momentary solidarity towards her less fortunate friends. Khushi Kapoor is Betty Cooper. She's a bibliophile. Or is she a home baker? Her father runs the local bookstore. We are never told what her relationship is like with her father. It's difficult to care for her outrage when he loses said bookstore. Archie, played by Agastya, is written with even broader strokes. He likes both Betty and Ronnie. He would like to go to London at some point. Ethel is a hairdresser, Dilton is an inventor, Reggie flirts, Jughead eats. Lack of depth in character development greatly handicaps all the new inexperienced actors on screen, except for a very good Mihir Ahuja, who you might remember from Made in Heaven Season 2 as Bulbulji's Badtameez son. The rest of the cast is on their first acting job. Being presented in a Zoya Akhtar directorial would be a dream come true for any new actor. Alas, not all of them managed to take full advantage of the opportunity. Khushi Kapoor and Suhana Khan's performances are strangely identical, as distinct as they might look in appearance. There's a certain laziness that seeps into a person's demeanor when they grow up rich. There's a specific vocal fry, a languidness of being. Rich people don't have a rush to get to anywhere or to finish any sentences. The world waits for them and trots at their pace. Now, while Suhana as Veronica embodies these traits, her performance is almost lethargic. And somehow Khushi Kapoor as Betty, who's not even supposed to be rich, is also just too unhurried and laid back. The two young actors look very fetching when they're performing the choreographed dance moves dressed in the cutest era-appropriate outfits. But the acting still has a very, very long way to go. The support cast fares comparatively better. It's way more entertaining to watch Mihir as Jughead and Yuvraj as Dilton talk about their love for milkshakes and science than it is to see Agastya Nanda as Archie, the 17-year-old who we're supposed to be entering the movie via. But mostly he just coasts along using the kind of unfair superpower only good-looking people possess. The halo effect might make you believe that Archie deserves to be the protagonist in the story, but if the bells and whistles were to disappear, the unpreparedness would certainly show.
लोगों को हंसाना एक art है, Dad. I think there's a real profession in comedy.
Reggie also gets to contribute to the larger story arc by writing an article in a publication where poor Ethel receives one inconsequential subplot about a job she must choose between two competing hair salons. Now, if there's commentary in here about India's changing stance on capitalism in the 60s, it's unfortunately buried deep. Not to say that The Archies is all show and no substance. The usually bitchy-ness one expects to be the flavor of a high school romance story is replaced by kindness and acceptance. There's a very sweet moment between Dilton and Reggie. It made my cold heart happy. There's a rather random but enjoyable little bop about how everything is political, right from the lunch we eat to the way we dress for school. In a lesser film, this would have been a dance-off between two women fighting over the attention of a boy. Here it is a sing-along, goading its young viewers into political action. The sequence sets the stage for a later sequence with a group of kids standing up against town management to protect trees for the city park. The writing also wants to talk about what it means to be Indian, why minorities deserve to live where they choose to. And in portions, these attempts at civic statements come through. There's also a slightly too underlined but memorable scene where Reggie's publisher father, played by Luke Kenny, tells Reggie about the importance of a free press and what it is like to be a journalist operating under the government's eye. Now, if the internet has shown us anything recently, it's that Gen Z today is very much interested in talking about all the above, even if Agastya looks only mildly amused amidst it all.
This is business, it's not personal.
My friends hate me because of you, so I'm sorry, but it is personal.
The dialogue, though, does not quite support the film's intentions, big and small. At one point, Puri, who's playing Betty's mother, says to her, "The tingling feeling you're getting when you feel like you like someone, that's common sense leaving your body." Which is a straight-up meme floating on the internet for at least a decade. Another time, Ronnie says to Betty, "You know what's the best thing about cake? ये कभी भी खाया जा सकता है." This and other such confusingly glib dialogue make the Archies the movie even harder to dote upon, which is simply put a pity, because if there's one thing the film succeeds in being, it's cute. Every frame looks like it jumped straight out of an Archie comic. You can almost see the speech bubbles above the characters' heads. Nikos Andrisakis' camera brings the cool evenings and crisp, chilly mornings of this little hill town into your living room. This could be Mussoorie, Dalhousie, Shimla. Visually, the film's like walking through a childhood memory, to be honest. But eventually, it's a whole lot of nothing. There are two parallel conflicts in the narrative we are shown. A love triangle between Archie, Ronnie and Betty. The other is industrial capitalism. The battle against the industrialist who wants to level the park to make a hotel still has some escalation and ascension, movement. However, the sudden rush with which both conflicts are resolved gave me whiplash. The conclusions presented are so simple and rapid, it left me wondering if there is no other way to rehash this story, and if Riverdale did the only thing that could have been done and turned the story into a bizarre, sleepy, small-town murder mystery, which I am to understand later even became supernatural. You watch and tell me. The movie is now streaming happily on Netflix.
Let the games begin.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, The Archies is 18 days away from Christmas. So maybe go make that coffee and watch at home. Maybe the cute faces and dresses will do it for you. I want to take a moment here to thank you for subscribing to the channel. We've just crossed 100K. It's nuts when you think about it. For those who are new and have not yet subscribed, the button is right under this video. Up next, we're also talking about the Manoj Bajpayee starrer Joram and Timothée Chalamet starrer Wonka. My name is Sucharita. Thank you for stopping by.